Hi everybody, Randy here, and I'm really happy to welcome you all back to the Back 9. In this episode, I'm going to be giving you my top 5 picks for the best irons of 2020. If you haven't already signed up for my giveaway, there's still time. Go back a couple videos and look for the title giveaway and sign up. I'll be giving away $100 worth of golf balls. One lucky winner will get to pick the golf ball of his choice, and I will buy them $100 worth and ship them to them. So after going back and looking over all my reviews, all the notes I took from my GC quad sessions, and all the notes I kept from on-course sessions, and I summarized everything for these 5 picks. For purposes of this video, I'm just going to be reading a summary of those notes for each of the 5 irons. And again, keep in mind, these are just my opinions and my experiences. So let's begin. The 5 irons, in no particular order, are the Mizuno JPX 921 Hot Metals. And there's 2 models in this line, the regular Hot Metal in the Pros. The second is the Callaway B21s. Third are Cobra Speed Zones. Then we come to the Honma TW 747Ps. And finally, the Mizuno MP20HBBS. I'll cover distance for a minute. I don't want to compare all these irons data by data for distance. They're all pretty close and they're all plenty long. It wouldn't be fair to compare these clubs and the data distance-wise because they range in loft, say for 7-iron, from 27 up to 32. And a lot more goes into how far a club carries other than loft. Spin, construction materials, face material, importantly shafts. So there are lower spinning shafts, higher spinning shafts, higher launching shafts. All this and more goes into the total picture of how far an iron carries. I feel look at address and how an iron looks does affect how they perform for a particular golfer. I know for me, I don't like big chunky irons with a lot of offset. And if I look down at them at address, I don't have confidence in them. The opposite could be a mid-handicapper or a high handicapper could look down at a player's profile with little offset, and they may not like the way they look and don't have confidence in them. So I believe looks play a role. And these 5 irons do have very different looks. The first set of irons I want to cover are the Mizuno JPX 921 Hot Metal and Hot Metal Pros. Both these sets have the same lofts. The difference is in the size and the profile of the head. Both 7 irons have a 29-degree loft. These are fairly new irons, and they really tick all the boxes for me. I like the entire line of the new JPX 921s. I reviewed the forged models, and I thought they were really good. You can go back and look at that review if you wish. Mizuno did a great job in making a great game improvement iron while not making it look like one. It's not big and chunky at address. They do have a little bit of offset that you can see at address, but it's not overly obvious. They launch super easily and they're extremely forgiving. I myself got a combo set. I got 5, 6, 7 iron in the hot metals and then 8 through gap in the pro models. Same shafts, Same loft, so there's no gaps, and I'm really enjoying playing with them. I would say any mid to high handicap golfer could play these irons and get really, really good performance out of them. Now, the pros may be a little bit small for some people, but the regular hot metal irons look great, perform great, and again, mid to high handicappers would really enjoy playing with these and would gain strokes. Next set of irons I want to talk about are the Callaway B21s. That 7-iron has 29 degrees aloft. Now, I already reviewed these irons. If you'd like, you can go back and watch that review for more details. But I'm going to say it again here. These are by far the easiest irons to hit I hit in 2020, and maybe ever. They're very big and chunky. Big and chunky. They have a wide sole and a good amount of offset. I think Callaway really targeted these for high handicap golfers. With that said, if you can get over the looks, the size, the chunkiness, and the offset, I think any golfer would benefit from these irons, mid to high handicap, all ranges. They'll help anybody. They're that easy to hit. Now let's move on to the Cobra speed zones. These are really strong lofted. The 7-iron has 27.5 degrees aloft. Now I've fitted several of my friends in these irons and they all like them. Now I'm talking about the standard length. They range in handicap from mid to high. And I play with these guys often. And I'm telling you, they've picked up more distance and enjoy the game more with the speed zones. If you normally hit a low trajectory iron shot, you may struggle with these a little bit. They're very strong lofted and they're low spinning. Other than that, they're really easy to hit. They have great distance forgiveness and really good dispersion forgiveness. And they're priced really good. Take all this into consideration, and this is a very strong set of irons for a lot of golfers. If you're enjoying this video, please give it a big thumbs up. Subscribe and smash that notification bell so you'll know when my next episode goes up. The next set of irons I want to talk about are the Honma TW 747Ps. The 7-iron has 28.5 degrees of loft. Now, it may surprise you that they made my top 5, but if you go back and look at my review, you'll see why. They have the smallest profile so far of the irons we've discussed, but they're by no means small. They have a thinner top line, and they look a little smaller at address, but they're not. They're mid-sized. The somewhat smaller size does not affect their performance at all. I'm not sure how Honma did this. These irons aren't forged. They're cast. They were made for the US market and they're reasonably priced. But they feel amazing. And the shaft that comes with them is extremely high quality. Honma is known for making very good graphite. The Honmas don't launch quite as high as some of the irons we've already talked about, but it really doesn't affect their performance, at least not for me. They stop on the green, they produce extremely good carry numbers for me, and with the smaller head, and when I say smaller, again, these aren't a player profile, but smaller than what we've talked about, they're extremely forgiving, and as I said, easy to hit. The Honmas do have less offset than other irons we've already talked about. If you fight a slice, you may struggle a little bit with these. But other than that, these are great feeling, good priced, good performing, forgiving irons. And I think any mid-handicapper would really enjoy these and benefit from their attributes. The the last set of irons I want to discuss, and again, these aren't in order, and they may surprise you that they made my top 5, are the Mizuno MP20HBBS. Now get this, the 7 iron has 32 degrees aloft. Compare that to the other sets we've already discussed. They have the smallest profile of any iron in this group. And they're really targeted for mid-handicappers, which is me. I have to say, these launch really, really easy. I was really surprised how easily they got up in the air. They are very long for their more traditional lofts. They also are Mizunos. They feel amazing. Now, again, their size. They kind of look like a player's profile, but they're bigger, but they're not quite as big as what some of you may consider a mid-handicapper's profile. But considering that size and lack of offset, they're the most forgiving irons I hit in 2020 of that size, shape, and profile. I want to put that in content. These are not the easiest irons I hit in 2020. Those would be the Callaway B21s. But for their size, their profile, and shape, they are the easiest iron of this category that I hit in 2020. When I first saw them, they intimidated me a little bit. And I did not expect to get the really good results out of them that I got when I tried them. One thing I want to emphasize is if you're looking at new irons, no matter what handicap you are or what type of irons you're looking at, please get fitted. There's so much that goes into a golf iron and how they perform for a particular golfer that you really need that fitting. Shafts. Like I said earlier, shafts have very different profiles. They're lower spinning shafts, higher spinning shafts. Some shafts have a low kick point, which produce a higher trajectory. Some have a mid. Some shafts have more torque. Some have less, which play a little stiffer. So the shaft plays a big role. I really want to emphasize, get fitted for the right lie for your setup and your swing. Everybody's different. You may need an upright lie or a flatter lie. But this could mean the difference between you hitting straight shots, a slice, or a hook. It's that important. Do me a favor. If you've hit any of the irons I covered in this video, comment below your experience with them. I would love to compare my experience to yours. I would really appreciate that. I hope this video finds everybody healthy and staying safe the best you can. If you're lucky enough to get out on the course and play, you know my motto, hit 'em straight. Thank you very much for watching.